Alright guys, welcome back. I'm about to show the most insane Witch Doctor build. This set, the Helltooth set, is hands down the absolute best set. The highest damage output you can get with a Witch Doctor. If you're trying to decide what set to use for your Witch Doctor in Diablo 3, look no further. Helltooth is the way to go, and this is the meta set of choice. This is the primary set used by all the pro gamers and whatnot that are playing as a Witch Doctor. Everyone's going with the Helltooth, and I've seen guys go up as, I think, Greater Rift 96 in this season. It's insane, and you can do 100 plus in non-season as well. So anything's possible with this amazing set, and I'm going to go through my build, and god damn it, I'm so impressed. I'm really excited to do this. I'm that impressed with this build and also with this set that it's not even funny. Alright, so without any further ado, we're going to start with some skills. Now, Wall of Death is one of the skills that we're using with our pets for our damage, and what the Wall of Death does is it's like a circle or a wall of death, a circle wall of death, which damages any enemies around there. Now, what you need to note is if you're right in the middle, you don't get damaged. It's only these thick areas that are actually going to damage your enemies. So make sure that when you cast, you kind of cast not trying to target your enemies to be in the center. They don't get damaged in the center. You have to actually be getting hit by the edges there. So they're quite thick, as you can see. As long as you're somewhere around that thick border, you will be damaged. So that's the first skill that we're using. We're using Piranhas again with Paranado. This again will suck enemies into the one area, and if they're also in the Wall of Death, then they'll obliterate into nothing. They'll turn into dust. Spirit Walk with Jaunt for survivability and mobility. Soul Harvest with Languish again for survivability and less damage taken. We're using summon zombie dogs, I apologize, with leeching beasts. This is basically going to keep us alive, so they're going to heal us. The leeching beasts are going to be leeching health from anything they attack, and they're going to heal us up. So this is great for staying alive and being healed up, and obviously got Soul Harvest for damage reduction. So they work very well together, and same as Zunimasa's set, we're using Gargantuan as our primary damage dealers here with Humongoid, and together with the Shortman's Finger, we get 3 Gargantuans, and they all deal more damage than the single. So pretty awesome stuff, and the damage is just insane. I can't wait to show you guys. Passive skills, we've got Grave Injustice, obviously for cooldown reduction and also replenishing our life and mana. Very, very handy. Midnight Feast for additional damage of zombie dogs and Gargantuan by 50%. Very, 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 very handy. And it also gives us an extra zombie dog. So more healing, more leeching. Pierce the Veil we're using because we're not going to be using much mana at all. This 20% damage buff is definitely handy. And this last one again is pretty optional. I mean, I like using Fierce Loyalty because I like moving around really quick, especially if I'm just farming. We've got plenty of stuff going on here, and our gear is good enough to just obliterate anything in Torment 10. So I like moving around really quickly when I'm farming and just getting all the materials that I want, or whatever I'm trying to hunt down as I'm farming. You can move around a lot quicker. This with Spirit Walk definitely goes hand in hand, but it's up to you guys. If I was doing Greater Rifts, I'd definitely go with Confidence Ritual for extra damage, or even Zombie Handler. It's pretty nice. It increases your Gargantuan and Zombie Dog damage by 20%. But with Confidence Ritual, you get 25%. You just got to be in 20 yards with what you're attacking. So it's pretty optional. Play around with it. I'd definitely use one of those 3 though. If you're doing Greater Rifts, definitely one of these 2. Zombie Handler or Confidence Ritual. I think Confidence Ritual is the way to go. So when you're not doing Greater Rifts or trying to do some challenging type stuff, I'd definitely be going with Fierce Loyalty. It just lets you move around a lot quicker, and I love moving around real quick. So that's all the skills done. We're going to move right into gear here. Now, I'm using the Helltooth mask. We're going to make sure we have intelligence, vitality, and critical hit chance. Now, a lot of people use Mask of Jerem, and they use the Tasker and Theo in Canai's Cube. I've just reversed that. It's up to you what you do. I like to have Tasker and Theo equipped and have the Mask of Jerem inside Canai's Cube, but you can swap them around depending on which item is better. Just use whatever's better, equip it, and slot the other one into Can Eyes. We're using Helltooth Mantle. Now we want Intelligence, Vitality, cooldown reduction by 8% we want, and we also want increased Gargantuan damage by 15%. Now Gargantuan is our primary damage dealer, and this is an extra 15%. It's huge, so make sure you get those stats. And cooldown of all skills is ultra handy for our piranhas here. Alright, the more you can cast piranhas, the better. Next piece, we're keeping the Traveler's Pledge from our Zunimasa's set. Definitely goes hand in hand with the Compass Rose here. So with the set, if you have both items equipped and you get the set bonuses, you get 2 set bonuses. Number one is while moving, damage taken is reduced by up to 50%, so great damage reduction when we're moving. And while standing still, damage dealt is increased by up to 100%. So we will be standing still a fair bit as we're sort of casting our Wall of Death and our piranhas and stuff like that. When we're standing still, you'll see that our damage is increased by 100%, so huge buff there and great damage reduction as well. Our Helltooth chest piece, we definitely want Intelligence, Vitality, and again, Gargantuan damage. 15%, that's 30% already just from our gear for Gargantuan damage, and they already do Gargantuan style damage anyway, so yeah, definitely handy. We want 15% for both of those items. Lacumba's Ornament for our braces, we want Intelligence, Vitality, critical hit chance, and we want cold skills damage by 20%. Now, the Gargantuans do cold skill damage. Humongoid is cold skill, so that 20% goes into Gargantuan damage again. So this is just insane Gargantuan damage we're going through here. Awesome stuff. The belt, we're going with the Witching Hour. We want Intelligence, Vitality. We want critical hit chance and critical hit damage preferably, but attack speed is okay as well. Not going to complain, that's the way it's rolled. It can definitely roll better. If you guys can do better, get better. But definitely Witching Hour, damage-wise, is awesome in this slot. Compass Rose, I've already mentioned, goes hand in hand with the Traveler's Pledge. We want critical hit chance, critical hit damage, intelligence, the slot. I'd also like to have cooldown reduction. Just hasn't rolled very well for me at the moment, but it's pretty nice damage-wise. Tasker and Theo, nearly forgot to mention, we want Intelligence, Vitality, critical hit chance, and reduce all skills by 8%, and obviously we get the increased attack speed of your pets by 41%. That can go up to 50% as well. I just need to roll better ones myself, but I got no problem dealing damage right now, believe me, with this build. No problem at all. This other ring we're using is a Short Man's Finger. Again, it allows us to summon 3 Gargantuans instead of 1, like this. And all 3 do more damage than the original one. So we got 3 Gargantuans doing more damage than the single one would have done anyway. It's amazing. They hit so damn hard. It's incredible. Wherever they are, things get blown up into dust. We want intelligence, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and of course you want a slot. I would also like cooldown reduction on this ring, but it just hasn't rolled that way for me. The slot is the most important, regardless. And the pants, the leg guards, Helltooth pants, intelligence, vitality. Unfortunately, the other stat, I can't find anything that's compatible with our build. It's really a waste, you know. There's only corpse spiders and all these skills that we're not using at the moment. But I did change my secondary skill, which I'll get to shortly. Just be patient, guys. I promise I'll explain my secondary skills. So in a way, it's not a waste anyway. Sacred Harvester we're using as usual. I still haven't rolled an awesome ancient one, but this does the job. Believe me, it does the job. If you do have an ancient one, even better, like you'll kill shit that much easier, but I'll work on that in the future. Right now, I've got no problems anyway without an ancient Sacred Harvester. Our Helltooth boots, we want intelligence, vitality, armor, and movement speed. And then we're also using Henry's Perquisition. Now, this is pretty nice. What it does is the first time an enemy attacks you or damages you, you reduce that damage by 66%, and you also charm the enemy for 3 seconds. So huge damage reduction there, and definitely comes in handy when you're pushing for higher, greater rifts. Alrighty. We also want cooldown reduction there, critical hit chance, critical hit damage if possible, and area damage is actually pretty huge as well. So having area damage is handy also. Okay, and as usual, intelligence, we want vitality if possible, but hey, it rolled as it rolled. I went for cooldown reduction. I'm pretty happy with my item there. So that's pretty much it for gear. I'll talk about the gems now. I've gone with the diamond gem here. You can go with the amethyst gem, but I prefer cooldown reduction because I find it. I don't find that I'm dying often. I've sacrificed my amethyst gem instead of that extra life. I've gone for cooldown reduction. I really like a cooldown reduction. It's up to you. Test both out. If you find that you're dying all the time, maybe put in the amethyst gem and increase your vitality. If you're fine staying alive, then go for the cooldown reduction. Bane of the Trapped we're using, Bane of the Stricken. I always get those two confused. We're using both anyway, but this one's Bane of the Stricken. So each time you attack an enemy, it increases the damage it takes by your attacks by 1.4%. Obviously, it increases the more you level up your gem. Definitely Enforcer. This gem is absolutely insane at the moment in 2.4.1. It increases the damage of your pets by 33%, obviously higher as you level it up, and your pets take 90% less damage. Now, I mentioned Bane of the Trapped. We're using that as well. So, when your enemies are under the effects of control impairing effects, your damage is increased by 33%. Now, this is awesome because our piranhas definitely is a control impairing effect, so it increases our damage big time there. You also gain an aura that reduces movement speed of enemies within 15 yards by 30%, which again multiplies the damage with Bane of the Trapped. So there goes our gems, there goes our gear. I think we've covered everything we need to there. We'll go into Paragon real quick. Obviously we want movement speed at capped at 25%, so once you cap it at 25, put everything else into intelligence. Offense, we want cooldown reduction, then we want split even between critical hit chance and critical hit damage, and then slot your points into attack speed last. Defense, you want to start with resist all, then armor, and then life, and then lastly life regen. Utility, we want area damage for this, is absolutely huge. Resource cost reduction, then life on hit, and then gold find. Now, I'm going to include my little variation here for you all. We're going to go into Canise Cube here. Now what I have in Canise Cube is Soulsmasher. Now this weapon, ideally you want the furnace, okay? No matter what, if you had the furnace, you'd want the furnace in there, but I think after you try the Soulsmasher, you might dismiss the furnace altogether. You might not, depending on what you want to do. For greater rifts, higher end greater rifts, probably furnace is unbeatable, but this thing's awesome. So what the Soulsmasher does is when you kill an enemy, it explodes for 600% of your life per kill as damage to all enemies within 20 yards. But you no longer benefit from life per kill. It doesn't matter because we got our zombie dogs and we're going to be right. We're not going to die. But what I've done is, you can see in the compass rose over here in the secondary stats, we've got life after each kill, 5.5k. So that multiplies with the Soulsmasher, and so does the belt here. You can see in secondary I changed it to 5.8k life after each kill. This multiplies with the Soulsmasher also, and the pants we've got 5.8k. So altogether we've got 17k of life after each kill. So we're looking at explosions of over 10 million each, and if you're in huge packs and shit begins to die and explode, 10 million isn't that much damage, but believe me, it adds up when you're in huge packs. So you're going to see how this works exactly. I'm going to show you an example, but definitely something worth looking at if you don't have the furnace. If you've got the furnace, just whack the furnace in there and you're done with it. This is something a bit different. It doesn't require you to alter your items greatly. It's just your secondary stats, which definitely help. But 17k of life after each kill is huge enough, multiplying by 600%, and it works really well, I find. I'll be using this up until I get a furnace, and I'll probably even be using it even if I get a furnace. I don't know. Right now I'm happy with how it's working. You guys give it a go if you want. If not, put the furnace in there. It's not an issue. Definitely the Mask of Joram, like I mentioned, we can either wear the mask itself and put the taskers in the Canise Cube, or vice versa. I'm wearing the taskers, and I've got the Helltooth mask on as well, and the Mask of Joram in Canise Cube. Jewelry, definitely the Ring of Royal Grandeur, because we've only got 5 items of Helltooth equipped, so definitely handy for us there. And that's pretty much all I'm going to go through in regards to this build. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay, so don't go anywhere. We're going to do some gameplay, and then you guys, if you have any questions or any comments, let me know, and I will help you to the best of my ability. I think I've basically gone through all of the basics for this. If you've got any complicated questions, definitely let me know. Gear-wise, skill-wise, Canon's Cube, Paragon, I think that is about all you need to know. Let's check out an example of this baby. Alright, so here's quite a nice pack. As you can see, I've just gone in there and shit's just exploding and dying. It's unreal. Absolutely unreal. I have got 10 stacks of Soul Harvest. I didn't think I got 10 stacks. But yeah, we're flying. We're absolutely flying. I mean, look at shit just blow up. It just blows up. I think the Soulsmasher really does make a difference as well in these bigger style packs. You guys wait till you try this out. You're going to be so impressed. I'm definitely confident you guys will all be impressed. Just watch this shit die. It's a really, really overpowered armor set and build. I'm just waiting for Blizzard to nerf it. Seriously, I think after this season they will. Hope not, because it's great. It really works great. And you guys saw my gear isn't even the best. It's not optimized for this just yet. And it's already just owning, absolutely owning, just melting shit down. It's unreal. Like, things die so quick, sometimes I forget to use my Soul Harvest. So yeah, just demolishes, absolutely demolishes. And I mean, elites, what elites? Elites mean shit. They've got no chance. It's actually made the game really fun again. I was kind of getting over Zuni Masters, or I've been playing Zunis for a long time. And now, using the Helltooth, it's just such a better armor set for starters, and it just kills everything so efficiently. So, as you can see, this is living proof. Living proof. Nice big pack here. Alright, one more pack and then we're out of here. We're going to go back to town. Hang out in town for a little while. You guys get the point, yeah? This is how the build operates. This is how this armor set works. It's incredible. You won't be disappointed. Please give it a go. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, if you find it handy. And I'll definitely be back with the set dungeon shortly. So in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, show your support. Until next time, Banning13, out.